Over the past century, the human population has begun to exponentially increase, which has made it difficult for the United Nations to keep pace with the rapid change. The population tripled, reaching 6 billion people by the year 2000 and then again increased to 7 billion people 10 years later. With this rapid rise, our planet becomes more susceptible to desertification. To combat this challenge, the United Nations established the Life on Land Sustainable Development Goal in 2015. We focus on 15.3, which aims to end desertification and restore degraded land. Although desertification has occurred throughout Earth's history, the rate at which it has recently rapidly accelerated brings interpretations that human factors are the central concern for land degradation, especially in drylands where there is low rainfall. This degradation is driven by many human-induced impacts, including farming and agricultural purposes. To proceed with these activities, natural vegetation is removed, animal hooves pound the dirt, and certain crops deplete nutrients in the soil. These factors in this network contribute to soil erosion.
Agricultural runoff is a huge factor that impacts the quality of soil and is the cause of water erosion. The movement of water over soil drags nutrients and moisture with it and therefore dehydrates and reduces the soil quality. When soil is immersed in water, the trapped air becomes immensely pressurized and breaks down the soil into smaller, more loosely bonded particles. This weakening of the chemical bonds within the soil matrix causes separation of the soil particles into dispersed cations. These cations increase dispersion, causing the soil to further separate and become unstable. Unnatural alterations, including toxic chemicals and general pollution, can be extremely damaging to the soil and ruin its ability to act as a filter and to store nutrients, which are both key processes in stable and available soil. This destruction to the natural biological processes of healthy, high-quality soil has the capacity to make large areas of land completely unusable, hence why solutions are being invented and implemented.
Molecular biology allows for an in-depth analysis of the soil microbiome, which plays a fundamental role in nutrient cycling. Microbes metabolize organic matter and release essential nutrients in forms that the plants can easily assimilate. The availability of nutrients supports robust root systems and contributes to a stable soil structure. Although nitrogen comprises around 80% of the Earth's atmosphere and is found in the DNA and RNA, atmospheric nitrogen is inaccessible to plants as nitrogen atoms are triple bonded to form N2. This triple bond is extremely difficult to break in order for the plant to be able to use the nitrogen for synthesis of proteins and for photosynthesis. Instead, plants derive their nitrogen from the soil, where N2 is processed into ammonia by bacteria and diazotrophs like rhizobium. Photosynthesis productivity is linked to nitrogen availability. Therefore, as rising temperatures decrease nitrogen fixation, the plant does not have the capacity to process the extra CO2 in the atmosphere. Microbiologists such as Ravinder Goyal and Mary Augusta Schmidt have compiled research in the artificial formation of symbiotic relationships between food crops and rhizobium in order to increase nitrogen uptake and therefore plant growth in common cereals. DNA recombinant technology has allowed rhizobium strains to broaden their range of host plants. In one study, S. melliloti was engineered for extra copies of NIFA and DCT-ABD genes, and the modified strain resulted in an approximately 13 increase in alfalfa biomass yield. An increased uptake of nitrogen by crop plants would not only enhance the root structure necessary for healthy soils, but also harmlessly increase food production necessary for our increasing population.
Most improvements made towards Goal 15 have been modest and the overall progress is off track. Based on the Sustainable Development Goal Report 2022, all global regions face major insignificant challenges in achieving the goal Life on Land. To fulfill Goal 15, a fundamental shift in humanity's relationship with nature is essential. Addressing soil stability is a vital part of achieving UN Target 15.3, as progress in this area contributes to the overall goal of sustainable land management, environmental conservation, and the well-being of communities that depend on healthy land resources. Future efforts should focus on promoting sustainable land management practices. This includes implementing soil conservation techniques such as stabilizing soil using microbial communities and mitigate desertification. Continued research and innovation, including advancements in soil science, crop rotation, and drought-resistant crops. And governments and international organizations must enact and enforce policies that support land restoration and sustainable land management that involves legal regulations that reduce man-made impacts like agriculture runoff.